My name is Sarah, and at 29 years old. My husband cried, "Why are you so cold? You never touch me." I smirked and said, "I don't like sharing toys." Then I cast the Ring camera footage of him sneaking his coworker in while I was at work onto the living room TV. He tried to cover the screen in panic. I never imagined I'd be writing this from a motel room, but here we are. 2 months ago, my husband dropped a nuclear bomb on my life, and I'm still picking up the pieces. But first, let me rewind to where this nightmare started. My name is Sarah. My husband, Mark, is 32, and we've been married for 4 years. We met in college, dated for 3 years before getting married. And honestly, I thought we were solid. We had our issues like any couple, but nothing that screamed, "This is ending soon." About 6 months ago, he started working from home more often. Said his company was transitioning to hybrid, and he wanted to take advantage of it. Made sense. I work in construction management, so I'm on site most days from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., sometimes later if there's an issue. Things seemed normal. We'd have dinner, watch TV, talk about our days. He mentioned making new friends in an online book club. Started dressing nicer even for staying home. But I figured he just wanted to feel good about himself. Who was I to question that? Then 3 months ago, my mom called me at work. She was crying. "How could you do this to him? To our family?" I had no idea what she was talking about. "Mom, what are you talking about?" "Don't play dumb. Your husband told us everything about your affair." My blood went cold. "My what?" "He came to Sunday dinner yesterday. You said you had to work. He broke down crying. Told us you've been cheating on him for months with someone from work. That he found texts, hotel receipts, everything." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. "Mom, that's insane. I've never cheated on him. Ever." He showed us proof. Screenshots of messages. "Don't lie to me." "What messages? Mom, I swear on my life I haven't done anything." She hung up. I tried calling back. Voicemail. Called my dad. Voicemail. My sister blocked me. I drove home that day feeling like I was in a nightmare. Mark was in the living room on his laptop, acting completely normal. "Hey, babe, how was work?" he asked, smiling. "What did you tell my family?" His expression didn't change. "What do you mean?" "My mom called me. Said you told them I'm cheating." He closed his laptop slowly. "Oh, so she told you." "Told me what?" "There's nothing to tell because I haven't done anything." He sighed like I was being unreasonable. "Look, I know you're going to deny it, but I found the messages. I know about her." "What messages? What are you talking about? I'm not seeing anyone." He pulled out his phone and showed me screenshots of text conversations. Messages to someone saved as a work contact, talking about meeting up, how much fun they had, can't wait to see each other again. Suggestive stuff. Only problem? That wasn't my phone. Wrong case color. Wrong wallpaper in the background of the screenshots. "That's not even my phone," I said. "Whatever. I'm done with this conversation. I told your family because they deserve to know what kind of person you are. You just destroyed my relationship with my family over fake screenshots." "They're not fake, but sure, keep lying. That's what cheaters do." The gaslighting was insane. I grabbed my actual phone and showed him my messages. "Look, nothing. No mysterious contacts, no deleted messages, nothing. You probably deleted them. Check the phone bill, then call the carrier. I'm not playing detective. I know what I saw." That's when it clicked. He was building a narrative, and he'd already poisoned my entire family against me. I spent the next week trying to reach anyone in my family. Nobody would talk to me. My sister sent one text. "Don't contact me until you get help for whatever is wrong with you." My brother-in-law sent a longer message about how disappointed he was, how I was supposed to be a role model. How could I throw away a good man like that? I tried to explain to anyone who would listen that I hadn't done anything, but the damage was done. He'd gotten to them first, played the devastated husband perfectly, and shown them evidence. That's when I realized I needed to protect myself. If he was willing to lie to my family like this, what else was he planning? I went to a security store the next day and bought 3 cameras, installed them in our living room, kitchen, and hallway while he was out meeting a friend. They were small, discreet, motion activated, and recorded to cloud storage. I didn't tell him. Technically, it's my house too, and legally, I'm allowed to have security cameras in common areas. Then I waited. The cameras paid off within a week. I'm not exaggerating. Day 3. He had someone over while I was at work. Tall woman, maybe mid-30s. They sat close on the couch. Too close. Had wine. She left around 4 p.m., about an hour before I usually got home. Day 5. Different woman. Shorter, younger, wearing a tech company hoodie. Same deal. Wine. Sitting close. Lots of touching. Kissing. She left at 5 p.m. Day 8. First woman again. This time, they didn't stay in the living room long. I watched the hallway camera as they went to our bedroom. She left 2 hours later, looking satisfied. He was in a robe. I felt sick watching it. Not heartbroken, weirdly enough. More like validated, angry. I'd been called a cheater for weeks by everyone I loved, and here was proof he was the one doing it. I downloaded everything to 3 separate USB drives. Kept one in my truck, one in my desk at work, and one in a safe deposit box I opened that week. Then I called a lawyer, not just any lawyer, the best divorce attorney in the area according to online reviews. It cost me $400 just for the consultation. Worth it. I showed her the videos. She watched with no expression, then said, "This is good, very good. He made a critical mistake accusing you first without actual evidence, and his own behavior is documented. How long have you been recording?" 8 days. Keep recording. Get at least a month of footage if you can. The more evidence of the affair, the better. Also, do you have proof you told your family he was lying? I showed her the messages, the call logs, everything. Perfect, keep all of that. Then she leaned forward. Now, here's what we're going to do. The plan was simple but brutal. We'd file for divorce on grounds of adultery. In our state, that actually matters for asset division. The footage would be my nuclear option if he tried to claim I was abusive or controlling, or whatever narrative he wanted to spin. But first, I wanted my family to know the truth. I want to have a dinner, I told my lawyer. Invite everyone. Have him there. Show them the footage. She raised an eyebrow. That's dramatic and potentially risky. He could claim harassment or emotional distress. Can he, though? It's my family, my house, my security footage of my house. Technically, no. But she cautioned, it could make you look vindictive in court. I don't care. They need to see what he did, what he turned them against me for. Her voice softened. Okay. But I advise doing this after we file the divorce papers. That way it can't be used as evidence you're trying to coerce him into anything. Deal? I kept recording for another 3 weeks. During that time, the first woman came over 4 more times. The second woman came over twice. A third woman showed up once. Mark continued playing the devoted, betrayed husband to anyone who would listen. He also started making moves on his assets. I noticed he transferred $3,000 from our joint account, one we had for household bills, to his personal account. When I asked about it, he said it was for lawyer fees because he was preparing to leave me. You're the one who cheated, I said. No, you did, and I'm protecting myself financially in case you try to screw me in the divorce. I didn't argue, I just documented everything. During this time, I drafted messages to my family, not explaining, just inviting them to dinner at the house. I need to talk to you all about what happened. I'm asking for 30 minutes of your time, please. After that, if you want nothing to do with me, I'll respect that, but I need you to hear me out. I sent it to everyone except Mark. He'd get his own special invitation. My mom was the first to respond. I don't know what you think you're going to say that will change anything. My dad. If your mother wants to go, I'll come. My sister. This better not be more lies. Mark's parents had apparently been told the same story. His mom sent me a nasty message about how I was scum, how their son deserved better, how I'd burn for this fun stuff. I invited them too. 2 days before the dinner, my lawyer filed the divorce papers, citing adultery. She listed the approximate dates I had video evidence for and requested full asset disclosure. Mark was served at home while I was at work. He called me 17 times. I didn't answer. Finally, I texted him and spoke to my lawyer. He showed up on my job site the next day, causing a scene in front of my coworkers and clients, screaming about how I was trying to destroy him. How dare I file without talking to him first? How I was going to take him for everything. Security escorted him off the property. My boss was understanding when I explained I was going through a divorce, but told me to keep my personal life from affecting work. The day of the dinner came. I'd ordered catering. Nothing fancy, just sandwich platters and sides. I set up the dining room nicely, had my laptop ready, connected to the TV. My family arrived first. Mom, dad, sister, brother-in-law. They looked uncomfortable. Nobody was making eye contact with me. Thanks for coming, I said. My mom just pursed her lips. My sister crossed her arms. Then Mark arrived, and everything changed. He walked in like he owned the place, which technically he still half did. He brought backup, his mom, his dad, and his younger sister. What's this about? He demanded. Your lawyer said we shouldn't be in the same room. This isn't about the divorce, I lied. This is about clearing things up with our families. His mom immediately jumped in. There's nothing to clear up. You cheated. You're a liar. End of story. Mom, please, my own mother said quietly. The two of them had been friends before all this. Now there was ice between them. Everyone sat down. The tension was thick enough to cut. Mark sat between his parents, shooting me looks that could kill. My family clustered on the other side of the table. I stood at the head of the table, hands shaking slightly, but voice steady. I asked you all here because 3 months ago, someone lied to you. Someone told you I was having an affair, showed you fake evidence, turned my own family against me. That someone is sitting right here. Oh, here we go. Mark rolled his eyes. More denial. I'm not denying anything because I didn't do anything. I opened my laptop, and someone in this room did, and I have proof. His face went pale just slightly, but I saw it. What are you talking about? His dad asked. I'm talking about the fact that for the past month, I've had security cameras installed in our common areas for safety, obviously, and those cameras caught some very interesting footage. Mark stood up. You've been spying on me? No, I installed security cameras in my own house. Big difference. This is insane. His mom said, We're leaving. Sit down, my dad said firmly, the first words he'd spoken all evening. Let him talk. They sat reluctantly. I clicked play on the first video. Dated, time-stamped, Mark, and the first woman on the couch, kissing, his hand on her leg, her whispering something in his ear that made him laugh. The room went silent. That's from 3 weeks ago, I said. Tuesday afternoon, I was at work. I can explain. Mark started. There's more. Second video, same woman, different day, going into the bedroom, coming out 2 hours later. Third video, second woman, more kissing, her sitting in his lap. Fourth video, back to the first woman, Mark in his robe, leaving, looking back at her, standing in the doorway. I had 12 videos total. Different women, different days, all while I was at work. My mom's hand was over her mouth. My sister looked stunned. My brother-in-law stared at Mark with disgust. When the last video finished, nobody spoke for a full minute. Mark broke first. You have no right. No right to what? To have cameras in my own house. To document what's happening under my roof. His dad stood up, looking at his son. Is this real? Daddy, I swear, Mark stammered. Is this real? He started crying, not sad crying, angry crying. You drove me to this. I was never home. Never paid attention to you. I was lonely. So you lied about me cheating? My mom asked, voice shaking. You made us believe our daughter was a monster? I didn't lie. He emotionally cheated. He showed me the messages. My sister interrupted. The ones you showed us before? Show them to me right now. Mark's face went red. I don't have them anymore. They were fake. I said, he made them up, got them from somewhere online, or faked them himself. That wasn't even his phone in the screenshots. His younger sister, who'd been silent this whole time, spoke up. Sis, what the hell? You don't understand. None of you understand. I made myself invisible. This was my way of... Your way of what? I interrupted. Your way of cheating with multiple women while making sure everyone thought I was the bad guy. So when you asked for a divorce, you'd be the victim, and I'd be the cheater who deserved nothing. His mom stood up, venom in her eyes. You're twisting this. Yes, but you drove him to it. You were never there for him. I worked, I said. I worked 10-hour days to support us so he could work from home and build his career, and he used that time to sleep with other women. Don't you dare judge him, his mom shrieked. And then my mom fainted. My dad caught her before she hit the floor. Everyone panicked. My sister called 911 while my dad got my mom onto the couch. She came to after about 30 seconds, disoriented and pale. I'm okay, she whispered. I can't believe it. The paramedics arrived within 10 minutes, checked her out, said her blood pressure had spiked from stress, but she was okay, and recommended she see her doctor. During all this chaos, Mark and his family tried to leave. Where do you think you're going? I asked. We don't have to listen to this, his dad said. No, you don't. But everyone here now knows the truth. And those videos, my lawyer has copies. The court will see them. Every single one. His mom's eyes narrowed. You planned this. You manipulated all of us. I documented the truth. There's a difference. You're a vindictive, cruel woman, she spat. And your husband's a liar who commits adultery. Guess we're both terrible people. They left, slamming the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. My family stayed. My mom was crying quietly. My dad looked shell-shocked. My sister just kept staring at where Mark had been sitting. I'm sorry, my mom finally said. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. We should have listened to you. You believed him. He had evidence, or what you thought was evidence. I don't blame you. We cut you off. My sister said, tears in her eyes. We didn't even give you a chance to defend yourself. He got to you first. He knew what he was doing. My dad pulled me into a hug. First time he'd touched me in months. Your mother's right. We're sorry. We failed you. We talked for another hour. I explained everything: the fake messages, my attempts to prove my innocence, the cameras, the lawyer, all of it. They listened, really listened. When it finally left, my mom hugged me tight. "We'll make this right, whatever you need." I didn't respond, not sure what making it right even looks like at this point. I spent that night alone in the house, knowing Mark wouldn't be coming back. Not sure I wanted him to. The aftermath of the dinner hit faster than I expected. Within 24 hours, things escalated in ways I hadn't anticipated. First, Mark moved out. He showed up the next morning with his younger sister and father, packing his things while I was at work. I changed the locks, but technically, he still had rights to access his belongings, so my lawyer told me to let him in with supervision. I had a buddy from work stay at the house while they cleared out his stuff. According to him, Mark cried the entire time, while his mom kept insisting I was abusing him by forcing him out of his own home. The house was in my name only. I had bought it 2 years before we got married. He had zero claim to it, which his lawyer would soon discover. Second, his family went nuclear. His mom posted on social media about how I was harassing and humiliating her son, how I violated his privacy with illegal surveillance, and how I was trying to destroy a vulnerable man. The post got maybe 30 shares before my sister responded with, "Funny how you don't mention the multiple affairs or the fake evidence he used to turn our entire family against her. Stop playing victim." The comment section became a war zone. Half our mutual friends took sides. Most who actually knew both of us came to my defense once they heard about the videos. The others? They weren't really friends anyway. Third, and this is where it got ridiculous, his affair partners got involved. The first woman, apparently, was his ex-girlfriend from college. She reached out to me on social media. "Sarah, I had no idea he was married. He told me he was single and living alone. I feel terrible. Do you need me to testify or something?" I screenshot that and sent it to my lawyer. She replied, "Oh, this is gold, absolutely gold." The second woman was married. Her wife somehow found out and apparently lost her mind. She called me sobbing, asking for copies of the videos. My lawyer said, "Absolutely not." But I could direct her to file for divorce and subpoena the evidence through discovery. Last I heard, she did exactly that. That guy's life imploded harder than mine. The third woman just vanished. Never heard from her again. But the real entitlement came from Mark's legal response. His lawyer sent mine a motion claiming the cameras were installed to intimidate and harass him, that the dinner was premeditated emotional abuse. They argued I owed him spousal support because he'd become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. According to them, he deserved half of everything, including my house, because marriage is a partnership. My lawyer's response was 20 pages of legal speak that boiled down to, "Your client committed adultery with multiple partners, defrauded her husband's family with fake evidence, and has no legal claim to property owned before the marriage. Try again." The court date for temporary orders was brutal. Mark showed up looking devastated, tissues in hand, playing the wounded man. His lawyer painted me as controlling and vindictive. Then my lawyer played a compilation of the videos. The judge's face went from neutral to disgusted. "Mrs. Foster, did you or did you not engage in extramarital affairs?" Yes, but..." "And did you tell your husband's family he was the one having an affair?" I was confused, I thought. "Did you show them fabricated evidence?" Silence. "I'm granting the motion for divorce on grounds of adultery. As for asset division, we'll address that at trial, but I'm not inclined to be generous to someone who committed fraud and adultery. Temporary support is denied. Next case." Mark's lawyer looked stunned. Mark started crying. His mom, who had come for support, started yelling about how the system was biased against men. The bailiff told her to leave or be held in contempt. Outside the courtroom, his father approached me alone. "I owe you an apology," he said quietly. "Yeah, you do. I believed him. Fathers want to believe their sons. But what he did to you, to your family, that's not right." "Does he know you're talking to me?" "No, and he'd lose it if he did. But I needed to say it. For what it's worth, you deserve better." He walked away before I could respond. The divorce took 4 more months to finalize. In the end, I kept the house. It was mine anyway. Mark got his car and personal belongings. We split the joint savings account, which only had about $8,000 left after he drained it. He had to pay back the $3,000 he'd taken without permission. No alimony for him because of the adultery. He had to pay his own legal fees. His lawyer dropped him halfway through, and he had to get a cheaper one. I lost some stuff: our joint furniture, wedding gifts we'd received together, and other shared items. He took the TV, the gaming console I'd built for our anniversary, some kitchen stuff. Petty losses, but still losses. Cost me maybe $4,000 to replace everything. The emotional toll was worse. I had a block of about 20 people who kept messaging me about forgiveness and being the bigger person. I started therapy because I couldn't sleep, kept having nightmares about watching those videos, about my mom fainting, about the judge's disgusted face. Work suffered too. I got distracted, missed deadlines, snapped at my crew a few times. My boss sat me down and said, "Look, I get you're going through it, but you need to get your head right or take some time off." I took 2 weeks off, stayed with my parents, let my mom cook for me, let my dad take me fishing, let my sister remind me I wasn't the bad guy here. As for Mark, last I heard through mutual friends, he's living in a small apartment on the other side of town. Lost a bunch of friends when the truth came out. The first woman blocked him after his current girlfriend found out. The married woman threatened to sue him for alienation of affection. Not sure if that's legally real, but scared him. He's working 2 jobs now because he can't afford his previous lifestyle. His mom is still posting about me being the villain, but nobody's engaging anymore. My family? We're rebuilding. Slowly. There's still hurt there, still tension when we talk about him. My mom apologizes constantly, which I keep telling her to stop doing. My sister checks in every few days. My brother-in-law bought me a beer and said, "Sorry I doubted you, Sarah. That was messed up. I haven't dated anyone. Don't really want to yet." Trust is broken in a fundamental way. I see couples holding hands and wonder if one of them is lying. I see people on their phones and wonder if they're texting someone they shouldn't be. Therapy helps. My therapist says it'll take time. Trauma doesn't heal on a schedule. Some people asked if I regret the dinner, if it was too harsh, too public, too dramatic. Honestly, no. He destroyed my reputation with surgical precision, turned my family against me with fake evidence and crocodile tears, made me look like a monster to everyone I loved. The dinner wasn't revenge, it was the truth. And yeah, it was dramatic. But so was lying to my entire family for 3 months while sleeping with multiple women in our house. He played stupid games and he won stupid prizes. Would I do it differently? Maybe I'd warn my mom so she wouldn't faint. That part genuinely scared me. But the rest, the cameras, the evidence, the confrontation, I'd do it all again.